Good evening. It's the 18th of July. This is my trade recap for the day. I'm a bit more perkier than I was yesterday because it took some help from our trading group to realise that I'm always fighting the trend, and I'm always trying to go uphill or downstream again, or fighting against the tide every time. And so today, right from the onset today, the market open, I decided, right, I'm going to go with a trend. So I wasn't trading very big contract sizes, just want to get back into that mindset of trading with the trend, using my levels, and I'm pleased to say it worked really well. So thanks to Ron and everyone in the group. On my chart at the moment, I've got the MES 1 hour time frame. Got this nice big area I've had drawn up here, this big daily area. Let's look at the daily first. So we've had this area drawn up at the top. Lots of these. Let's get rid of some of these. And something I've been keeping an eye on for some time. We got this pivot from March 2022. I'll open up a pen. And so this pivot over here. So I've had this area on this chart now for some months, ready for us to retrace this area. We've got this area of tops of candles, got some bottoms of candles and some convergence there, and bottoms of candles. So it's an area I've been watching, and if we go back further, we'll probably see other areas as well. So it's an important area, and it goes back to 2022. In fact, no, this is all-time high, so that is the important area. And so today, even though I think we looked on the daily, let's just get rid of how do I disable? Go to that. I was experimenting. There we go. That's fine for now. I was experimenting with trading through TradingView today, and it works quite well, so I'm going to play around with that. So on the daily chart, we've got this massive big area where we've just been running up, making higher lows. In fact, from the bottom here, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. An equal high here, and then we broke through it back in June, and another higher high, higher low. An equal high, another equal high, and just how far are we going to go? It's really extended right now, and even today we're getting far away from the moving average. And if you look at the moving averages we've got on here, the 200, the 50, the 20, the 8, you know, we've got a fair gap between them all. So if you look at the market as well, it's been pulling back. So it always gravitates back to the 8 and the 20. It has done for months, and obviously the 50 as well. So we touched the 50 along here. We've got this big wide gap. We touched the 20. We're close to it there. We touched it there. Back down here. Go back to June, and if we zoom out even further, you can see, you know, back in 2020, 2021, we literally ran up the 8 and the 20. And occasionally we touched the 50, and then since we took this reversal, the candles have got bigger. Look at the difference in candle size. You've got really small candles here, little tiny candles all along here, and then we got up here, we had massive big days, big days, and we're getting back to the small candles again here as well. So possibly we're going to something similar what we saw here, a bit of a pullback, all-time high. We might start to see soon over here. Let's get rid of some of these indicators. Yeah, so look at, we've got smaller candles. We don't have these big, we've not had many of these big moving days. You know, we've been quite tight. So I think we're going to have a pullback soon, and I probably think we're probably at a point where we're going to see a rejection, maybe today, tomorrow. But anyway, let's go into my trading today. So looking at the 5-minute chart, I wanted to stick to making trades with the trend, not against the trade. And this morning I experimented literally one contract at a time. Well, what's the time? About here. I took a long trade there, I took another long there, I took another long there. Every time it pulled back, just to get into that mindset. I didn't make much. I didn't make much at all. In fact, then it broke below the VWAP. I think I had a little tiny short. I can't remember, but it was irrelevant. The point is, I just wanted to get into the mindset of buying pullbacks, and so I took this into the open with me. And so, excuse me, in the open, remind myself my trades. So we had this flag setting up. I'll zoom in a bit more. And it was a nice, looked like a bit of a bull flag. And so I got the break of it was only a scalp. I had it was 2 contracts. So I took this down. I got out for profit there. So I was up for the day as on the market open. And then I waited and I saw it come up. It bounced up, it retraced and it retouched the VWAP again. So I went long, excuse me. It was 45.50, that area there. So I was long about there. And then I ran it up here. It was a good trade. I got out. I had to go pick my daughter up at 3 o'clock from school, which would have been 10 a.m. Eastern time. So I think I set a take profit there and a stop loss about there, and it just pulled back and hit my stop loss. I was up for the day because my entry was down here, so that was a good trade. Had I been here, I probably would have looked to add as it pulled back onto this moving average. So what I did today is I started watching for pullbacks. So I got an entry around here. In fact, it was a break. I'm trying to get in rather than just getting in on the bottom tail. I'm getting in on confirmation or a break of the candle. So so every single pullback I took today. So I took this pullback. I took this pullback here. I got in as it broke up here. I got in again here as it broke back up, and I rode it up. And again, I let it carry on trading without me. I went to had dinner with my family at about 5 p.m. So it was at about midday Eastern time, and I was in this trade and I just let it run. My stop was down here, and I was moving my stop up to every pivot point. Then I moved my stop to here. So these are where my stops were, and I was just adding on every single pullback. And then my final add was here, and I think that's right, yeah, it was there. And then I had to take my son to scouts, so I just let it run. So I left my stop loss there, and I had a take profit there, and I had 2 contracts left at this point because I've been adding and taking off. And with my last 2 contracts, I had a stop loss. I think it was on this pivot there, and it's an OCO order. So if it hit that, it would have cancelled my take profit, or if it hit the take profit, it would cancel the limit order. And I think my last out, I purposely put my limit order there. So that was good, and that was because it came into this big zone, and it's an area where I was expecting it to bounce. I'll be honest with you, I thought it was going to bounce off of this area, because if you go back a year and a half, it's an area of convergence of candles, convolution, where the tops and bottoms of candles intercept each other. And we didn't show much resistance really. It did break a little bit, and then it came through. But then I did have this level as well, which is another area going back a year and a half. And you can see it bounced off it a few times, so it would have been a nice scalp if I was around before it finally broke through, and then used it as support. And I got back quite late. I think I was back at, it was 10:02, so I saw the imbalances come in, and I saw this double top. And what I did is I took the break of that candle and I took it short, and I got out just before the 50. So just a scalp, 2 contracts, and it just topped me up for the day. And overall, it was a good day. I felt like I was in more control. I didn't feel stressed. The entries were based on volume as well. I was still using volume analysis. So for example, this trade I took, where was it? I took this one here. I saw this increase in volume, and then it just died right down. And when I saw this reduce in volume, that's when I placed my order to break that candle. And then the next candle, I had a volume candle come in, and it tagged me in. And then same here on this candle, we saw it pull back on low volume, and then we started to have increase in volume as we're starting to turn it around. And then this is where we had higher volume, higher volume, higher volume for here. So thing is, you can't always get in. When you're watching it, you don't know whether that's going to be a higher volume. But if you take it by levels, which I did here, I took it on the break of that candle. The confirmation to stay in, not to get out, was the increase in volume afterwards. So I saw the volume going up, and then we saw this big volume spike. And so that was my confirmation. So I took some profits up here. And again, decrease in volume. It was rinse and repeat, really. Decrease in volume, and then on this one here, I saw it break down, and I got back in on the 20. And I saw that only because I saw this extra volume candle. So I was in probably about halfway up, and it's above average volume, so back in again. I took some profits, and it's same on this pullback as well. Decrease in volume, look at that, perfect decrease in volume on these candles. So, and then it decreased, and then increase in volume. So I got the break of that candle, and my confirmation to stay in the trade was this increase in volume as the price was going back up. And we could do this, and I did this all day. And again, we go back to this candle here. So we had this little pivot, and then I saw a decrease in volume on the pullback, decrease in volume as it's pulling back, and then increase in volume as it pushed back up again. I think by this point I was just in on this one, and I was just holding. I had 4 contracts. I took 2 off there, and I took another one off there, and I left one, and I got out one just there. And it was good. And volume and candle action, you don't even really need to worry about. As long as you know you're in an uptrend, there's no need to worry about what patterns you're looking at. Wait for the pullback, and that's exactly what I did today. I waited for a pullback, add volume as my confirmation, and it worked a treat. I didn't look at any other stocks again because I was out this morning, out this afternoon. But I let the stock market work for me today. So they say work smarter, not harder, and that's exactly what I did. I used OCO brackets to get me in and out of trades when I wasn't here, and it was flawless. I was watching this push up here, and I was like, oh, I want to take profit, but I left my OCO order to take profit at the place I said, and it wasn't a area like a monetary value or 2R, 1R place. It was a meaningful take profit area. It was just before this big zone, and as you can see, I got it. It was just about 50 cents before it touched that zone, because I wanted to take profit in case we saw the rejection back down. And didn't matter, it would have gone through. That was my preferred entry there anyway for a rejection. Probably not being here probably saved me over trading, because I would have definitely taken a short there, and it would have worked. I probably would have taken it again on a double top, thinking it's going to come back down, and that probably would have worked, and I probably would have held some and stopped out. So overall, really good day trading, and I feel calmer, I feel more relaxed, and importantly, I wasn't fighting against the trend. Usually when I'm on the trending up days like today, I'm trying to short every red candle I see. I'm trying to go short there, I'm trying to go short there, I'm trying to go short there, and I realised it kind of hit me today. Why am I trying to take profit on when the market moves 20% down, when the other 80% I'm ignoring? I'm trying to find a reversal, and we're not even getting 20% moves down. We're just getting little tiny moves down. Look at these little tiny moves down. Whereas going long in the trend, and we've always been above this moving average on the hourly as well. All I need to do is just go long there, and I'm not fighting it. Go long again, and instead of capturing 20% move, I'm capturing the other 80% move going up. Hopefully this has helped me a lot, and tomorrow I'm going to be sticking to the trend again. Anyway, this is a long video, me ranting and raving. If you're watching it and you're still here, well done. I applaud you. If not, if not, you don't know what I think about you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.